Hello, it is Monday and it's a new weekly reading vlog. Yes, I am opening this week's vlog with the same jumper that I opened last week's vlog. But you know what? Washing machines exist. And it's my Christmas Disney Spirit jersey that I'm going to wear the hell out of. So it's fine. I have some pretty decent reading updates. I have finished another book in December. Go me. Buddy read more pages yesterday and today of Fool's Quest. We have 2 days left of the buddy read. Still really enjoying this. It's very much, I have no idea how this book is going to wrap up, and I need some happiness, please and thank you. I don't expect to get it, because when do we get happiness in these books? We don't. But I'm enjoying this. And then yesterday I read the entirety of Dawn Study. This was a 5-star. I absolutely loved how this trilogy wrapped up, and the epilogue was just Yelena and Valak are just one of my favourite book couples. I love them so much, and I find it really funny. I had like 45 minutes left of this book, but it was like really late last night and I was like, oh, I'm just going to finish this chapter and then go to bed. Friends, I did not in fact finish the chapter and go to bed. I messaged Tori at 32 minutes past midnight because I finished it then, and then I went to bed. But it was a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. It was great. It was perfect. And there was like one particular bit in the chapter before the epilogue that just made my heart happy, and yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you, Tori and Andy, for making me read these. Very happy. And then today, so yeah, book two done on the, yesterday was the 15th. I am so behind. But today I started Golden Sun. Now, I've been really worried about reading this because we all know Red Rising blew my mind in the best way. And I've been really worried that I'm not going to like Golden Sun, because I'm like, what if the first book was incredible and then I don't like the second book? Because my mum has just reread them and she was a massive fan of two on a reread, but she loved the first one on a reread. I'm nearly halfway through. I'm 46%. And I'm really enjoying this, so I think, fingers crossed, I'm okay. I hope so. But yeah, absolutely loving this. Although there was a bit in the chapter that I just read that made me want to cry. These books are brutal. I just need to read happy books. I'm really excited to get to my Christmassy romances next week because I just want some happy times. I also read 7% more of The Dark Mirror on my lunch break today, which I'm really happy with. So I'm now 36% into this. Still really enjoying this, although again, there was a bit in the chapter the last chapter I read today that just made me want to cry, and I'm like, what is happening? I need everything to be okay. And it's made me sort of motivated to pick this one up. I am still finding it difficult to read on my phone, so I do think I'm going to test out it on my iPad and see if it's easier to read on my iPad. I don't know if I will get any of that book read tomorrow because I have buddy read pages of this. I would like to finish this. Well, I am going to finish this. But I also have a physio appointment and work is very busy. So I don't know. We shall see. But our group chat did Secret Santa this year, and we did a backstage like restream thing for us to open our presents, and it was very fun. We couldn't figure out who was going to open first, so Jem grabbed a D10 and we just rolled. It was so much fun. I love my presents. It's so good. But yeah, it's really funny because I got the same person as I did last year, and the person who got me is the same person as last year. So it's me, I'm the problem. But it was very fun. And yeah. I am very tired now though, because I obviously had a late night last night finishing Dawn Study. And I wanted to finish this today, but I'm not forcing myself to stay awake again because I'm having to work extra this week, because I don't think I mentioned it in last week's vlog, but usually my company, we close half a day on, like, we close at midday on Christmas Eve, and then we don't reopen. We go back on the 2nd. Like, everyone's off. We're closed. I had 2 days left to take holiday, so I've booked the morning of Christmas Eve off and the Monday, so I've got those off. And then I was like, oh, they've still got half a day. I played the system in the best way. I have booked the morning of Friday off, and I'm doing Flexi Friday, Monday to Thursday, so I get the afternoon off, so I finish for Christmas on Thursday. However, that does mean I've got really long days, Monday to Thursday, and it doesn't help that I've also got a physio appointment tomorrow as well, and it's a actually have to go there physio appointment. So yeah, it's interesting. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, so that is the update I have for you. So I'm gonna go, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Tuesday. I have had a really productive reading day today. I don't know how. Maybe because I had the journey to and from my physio appointment, and it took longer than usual because apparently the trains and buses just wanted to be a pain, pun intended. But reading wise, I did my Body Read Pages for Fool's Quest. We finish this tomorrow, and I feel like it's going to end on a cliffhanger. So I am glad that we're reading book 3 in January, which is a good point. I need to reserve it at the library. I've reserved the audiobooks. No, I haven't, because it's not available. I've got to get the audiobook on Audible because it's not available anywhere else. But I need to get the physical book. So yeah, we've got this much left. Very excited to finish it and see how it ends. And then I finished Golden Sun. Now, I was really, really worried about this book, thinking I wasn't going to like it. Happy to report it was a 5-star. Very slightly lower 5-star than Red Rising was, but like minuscule amount difference. I still really enjoyed it. It was a very solid 5-star, and I definitely think I'm going to try and get to Morningstar in January because I want to see how this series ends. And then I read 15% of The Dark Mirror. So the pages I read, I think it was yesterday I read some. I finished a chapter on like the biggest what the hell moments, which is part of the reason I felt like I had to pick it up today. I am now at the point, I am 51% through this book. I'm past the halfway mark. I'm so happy. But I'm at obviously no spoilers. There will be no spoilers from me, especially since this book hasn't even come out yet. However, it is at that point in the book where I'm like, I don't want to put it down, but I am so tired right now and so cold. I just want to get under my duvet in my pajamas and go to bed. Otherwise, I would keep reading because everything is happening. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen in the other half of this book. Why are you beeping at gone 10 p.m? Like, what else is going to happen? Because this is, I believe, going to be a 7-book series, and this is book 5. I have a feeling of like where I think it could end, but then I feel like this could lead very nicely into a book 6, and I genuinely have no idea what direction she's going in, but I'm excited to find out. Originally I was going to start the Whispering Night tonight, but then I obviously finished where I did on The Dark Mirror yesterday, and I was like, no, I want to continue. So I think I'm going to start The Dark Mirror tomorrow. Work is busy because obviously I'm trying to get everything done before Christmas, especially since I finish on Thursday. But it's the like muscle memory tasks, so I can listen to an audiobook while I do it. So I think I'm going to start The Whisper in Dark while I work tomorrow. And then maybe in the evening I'll read more of The Dark Mirror. So yeah, that is my update. I am now gonna get into my pajamas and go to bed. I also love my pajamas because they're the Grinch. They're great. So I'm gonna get into those and I'm gonna go to bed. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday. I have some really good reading updates. I am smashing it. Like, I'm proud of myself. So this morning I finished Fool's Quest. This was a 4-star. Looking on Corpal, technically a 4.5. Literally the message I sent to Kelly when I finished this, because she had already finished it, was literally just, that's how it ends. Can we read book 3 early in January, please? Yeah. So I am annoyed at the ending, but in the sense that I don't have the next book just to pick up straight away, which I'm loving how everything's coming together now though. Like, I literally, it was like a kick in my feet, screaming internally moment this morning when I was reading it. So I'm very happy with that. And then while I was working, I managed to read the entirety of The Whispering Night by Susan Dennard. This was a 5-star. I read book 1 and book 2 in April this year, and then I've had to wait for book 3, and it did not disappoint. I loved how she wrapped up this trilogy. It was so well done, and I just love all the like world building things. And like, let me see if I can find things like this. Things like this is just absolutely incredible. Like, I just love it. There's a few throughout, and then there's things like posters, and it's just a nice little added touch to it. And there's also, it's a bit multimedia, this one. There's like interviews, and I just, oh, it's just so well done. And I love the characters. I love the friendships Winnie has as well. Like, considering her rough start in the beginning of the first book, the friendships she makes are just so precious. I love them. And yeah, I'm very happy that I've read this. I've read an entire trilogy this year. I'm annoyed it took me so long to read the first 2 books. Well, the first book, because that came out in like 2022, and then book 2 came out end of 2023. And I read them both in April. But it's fine. I've got it now. And I've completed a series. So yeah. Also, this cover's stunning. And then I read more of The Dark Mirror, and I feel like I'm really, really like powering through this now. Like, I think maybe at the beginning of the month, because of how stressed I was with trying to prepare for Disney, I was in a bit of a slump, but it was because I was stressed. Because now that I'm back from Disney, I am reading these books. I have finished 5 books now, and I am like 67% into The Dark Mirror. And when I tell you, everything is happening, there are reveals, and I'm just like, it's blowing my mind, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy I'm back in this world. I was a little bit worried because obviously the last Samantha Shannon book I read was Day of Fallen Night, and we know my feelings on that. But yeah, I am very happy with the direction this is going in. It's so well done. Although there is one thing that I'm a bit like, if you go in a certain direction with it, Samantha Shannon, I am not going to be happy. But overall, I'm loving where it's going. Do I think any of my theories are going to be correct? Absolutely not. I'm not good at at theorising and being correct, but I'm having a great time. So yeah, reading wise, I'm doing great. I'm gonna see if I can get a massive chunk of Dark Mirror done tomorrow. Ideally, I would like to finish the Dark Mirror tomorrow. Realistically, I don't think that will happen because I do have work, so it's only really the evening that I will have time, and during the day I'm debating whether I want to like just sneak in one of my Christmas reads early, because I wasn't going to start my Christmas reads until the weekend. We shall see. I haven't decided because House of Flame and Shadow, I need to tab, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see tomorrow, but I would like to finish Dark Mirror tomorrow, but I don't think I'll manage it. It may be I think I can finish it by the end of the week. If I can read a decent amount tomorrow and then I can read a decent amount Friday, I think I can do it. I would like to anyway. But yeah, that is my update. I am really tired. It's really early. It's literally 9:10, but I am so tired, which I don't understand because I had to have a coffee in the afternoon. So I will have my coffee in the morning with my breakfast, and then I won't have coffee after 2 p.m. But it was 3 p.m. and I was literally sat at my laptop falling asleep whilst working. So I was like, do you know what? I think I need a coffee. And now I feel like, and I was worried because I didn't think I would sleep tonight, but I feel like I could easily just lay down and be gone. Let's hope. Because I've not been sleeping great the last few nights. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have FaceTime with Ash and then go to bed and hopefully get an early night. But I need to clear books off my bed. I also need to remember to go to the library on Saturday to take this and Fool's Assassin back, because this came in before I finished Fool's Assassin, and I had to pick this up and I was still reading Fool's Assassin, so I've had to renew Fool's Assassin, which I feel really bad about, but I've had to renew Fool's Assassin so I can take them back at the same time. So I'm not going to hold on to this until I've done my wrap up. My wrap up, I'll just like put a picture on the screen. I'm going to take them both back on Saturday, and hopefully the third one will be ready to collect so that me and Kelly can read it like as soon as January starts. We'll see. But yeah, I am going to stop talking and I'm going to go to bed. So I will catch up with you tomorrow. Well, hopefully I can tell you I've like finished a book, depending on if I read a book or not. We'll see what I end up starting. We'll see. Hello, it's Thursday. I might have finished 2 books today. So first up, we're going to talk about Goldilocks. I started this and finished this. My final 12 books of 2024 was Andy's pick, and I'm very glad she picked this. I really enjoyed this. So I actually didn't realise, so this was a 4-star, I feel like I should mention that, 4-star. I didn't realise when this was written. I thought it was like, it came out in like 2021, 2022. And I was reading it and there was like some discussions and the way things were being talked about. And I was like, this very much feels like a post-COVID book. No, this came out in May 2020. How has things been predicted so well in this book? This is not a COVID book. This is like a futuristic book, but it's like talking about like climate change and things like that. But there is another aspect to it which very much gave me COVID feels. It wasn't COVID. I'm putting that out there. It was not COVID, but it gave me COVID feels. And it just felt like a book that was written after COVID. But it was not. And I feel like that made my enjoyment higher for this because of how clever it is. But it also deals a lot with misogyny and just how much women are disregarded, especially in certain career paths. But it was so well done, and I'm really glad that I finally read it. And I actually had this on my list as a sapphic book, and whilst there is a sapphic relationship, it's more in the sense that there is a sapphic couple, but their relationship is just a thing that is present. It's not focused on or anything. So I feel like whilst it's great, this shouldn't really be on a sapphic books to read list. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm really glad that Andy picked it and that I have read it, because it was a very intriguing read. It's really interesting. And then I finished The Dark Mirror. This book has broken me. It was a 5-star, obviously, and I need to word this without spoiling anything because this is spoiler free. And if there is any choppy editing, it's because I've said something spoilery and I'm cutting it out, because we're not going to do that, because this book doesn't come out till February, and it's also book 5 in a series, and I don't want to spoil anything. So here goes. Let's see if I can do this. This was so beautifully done. The way she writes the relationships in this, all types of relationships, is just so beautiful. I cannot explain how much I love this series for the way it's written, because it is beautiful. If you like Priory, it has a similar writing style, but it's also very different. Like, you can tell it's written by the same author, but at the same time it's not the same. And I also think it helps that this is a futuristic book. Priory is very much like not a futuristic book. And that's a fantasy. This is a dystopian futuristic sci-fi with paranormal. I don't think I have teared up at the previous books in the Bone season. I sobbed at this, like to the point I couldn't see the screen through my tears at one point. And I genuinely, it was because I predicted something would happen. In my brain, I was like, I feel like this thing's going to happen, and I was preparing myself for this thing to happen. And then this thing didn't happen, but something else happened. And because I had prepared myself for this thing, this caught me off guard, and it brought me to literal tears. And I was like, what is happening? But like, the way things went down in this book was so cleverly done, and I love how she has used our world to create this world. Like, Scion and the free world is based off of Earth, our Earth that we know. But it's so cleverly done, and I'm just in awe of this world that she has created. And I don't know what else I can say without spoiling stuff. But like, I love that I got to read this book early. It is a perk of my job. However, the stress of knowing that I've read it 2 months before everyone else who wants to read it on release day has read it means I've got 2 months longer than everyone else to wait for book 6, because according to her Instagram, she replied to a comment where it said she was aiming for 2026, but she would have to get the first draft by like April, and it's not really feasible, so it's more likely going to be 2027. And I'm like, please no. I understand, as someone who works in publishing, I understand. However, it makes me really sad because as a reader, I just want the next book. I feel like I've waited so long for this book. And it's not even I feel like I've waited so long for this book. Like, when did The Mask Fallen come out? It was 2021. But still, 2021. And it was like January 2021. So we are nearly at 4 years since book 5 came out. And granted, if the next one comes out in 2027, that's only like 2 years. But still, that wait is going to be unbearable, especially knowing that she's bringing out another Priory prequel that no one asked for. I know some people probably did ask for it, but I didn't want it. I'm not happy that there's another Priory prequel coming out. Just leave Priory alone. It's a standalone. I don't care. Just leave it how it is. I'm not reading it when it comes out. But like, instead of writing that, she could have continued writing Bone Season. And I know there's probably other things at play. But part of me doesn't care. I just want the rest of the Bone Season series. Because I now only have 2 books left to read in this series. And I mean, how long are we going to have to wait for book 7? Once book 6 comes out? Is she going to write another Priory prequel? The Priory prequels are really annoying me. Like, if it was a new series, I wouldn't be as annoyed. I'd be a little bit annoyed, but I wouldn't be as annoyed. But the fact that she just keeps going back to Priory when that was supposed to be a standalone. As far as I'm concerned, it is. There's no other books in that world. It's on its own. Anyway, I'm babbling and ranting because I'm tired and I'm emotionally drained. Because I've read a really this was an easy read in the sense of it was easy to digest, but at the same time it tackles a lot of really real topics that women have to deal with. And then I've finished The Dark Mirror, which destroyed my brain in the best way, but still. But yeah, so I'm going to need to write that review, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because this was difficult enough. We'll see. But I don't know what I'm doing reading wise tomorrow because I'm spending most of the day baking. Me and one of my nephews are going to bake the Christmas stuff. So we're going to do mince pies, we're going to do chocolate chip shortbread, and maybe sugar cookies. I don't know if I can be bothered to do sugar cookies as well because then they require decorating and I don't think I want to decorate. I like the shortbread because you just make up the dough, cut the dough, put it on a baking tray, put it in the oven, done. Whereas sugar cookies, you have to make the dough, cut it into cute shapes, bake it, let them cool down, then make an icing, then decorate it. And can I be bothered? Probably not. We'll see. But mince pies and shortbread are 100% happening tomorrow. And my nephew's coming around to help, which I very much appreciate because I don't want to do it all on my own. So I don't know what I'll manage to do. I think I'm going to try and start House of Flame and Shadow tomorrow. I would like to get that read by Sunday, which could be possible because I've got no filming to do. However, Saturday we have got my brother bringing his kids around. So I'm going to get no reading done while they're here. They are young and they are loud. And I don't know how much time in the evening I'll get. But I'm hoping to get some time in the evening because I will need to decompress from being around people all day. But yeah, that's my plans for the rest of the week. I feel like I've just rambled for 11 minutes. I'm now going to go to bed because it is midnight. It's dead on midnight. Also, I need to charge my watch. It's on 10%. No, it's on 9%. So I'm going to do that and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Friday. I'm exhausted. I did not get to sleep till 2 a.m. I then woke up at 8, made breakfast for everyone, did some baking with my nephew, did dinner, and then tried to read. I did not get as much of my book read as I would have liked today because I'm just falling asleep. It is not even 10 p.m, but I started House of Flame and Shadow and I am just over 100 pages in, which is a decent amount. It's just I wanted to get a little bit further today, but it's okay. I am exhausted, so I am now gonna FaceTime Ash and then go to bed. Hello, it is Saturday. You've not had this angle for a while. Been a while. I wasn't going to do a vlog clip today, but this is the first time I've worn this year, and I wanted to have it on the vlog because I probably won't wear it again now. Maybe in Boxing Day, we'll see. Because it's quite a loose fitting dress and stretchy, so it's good for a day of eating lots of food. But just in case I don't decide to wear it, I wanted to show it off. Anyway, I don't have many updates. I read 32 pages of House on Flame and Shadow today, and that was this morning. So I listened to some, and I had the book in front of me while I had some breakfast because I just had like cereal this morning. And then I popped into town. I went to Lidl. I also had to take Fool's Assassin and Fool's Quest back to the library because they were due back today. So I took them back, and the third book was there. So I got the third book out ready for January because me and Kelly are starting, like, I think the first week. I want to start it early in January. So yeah, I picked that up, went to Lidl, came back, and do you know what? I have a mini rant about Lidl, and it's not about the shop itself, it's about people in the shop. Why, if you have a basket, now they're the baskets that you pull along on the floor in Lidl, why do you have to leave your basket in the middle of the aisle while you're looking on a shelf? Because then no one can get past either way of the aisle. I'm just like, use your common sense, people. You are not the only person in the store. And it was quite packed in there this morning. If it was quiet, I could maybe understand. But this was happening in almost every single aisle with different people. And every single aisle, there was like people trying to get past. I'm like, dude. And then in one of the aisles, there was one of those cages where someone hadn't put the stock out yet. The cage was just there, so it was blocking half the aisle, so you could only go one way basically, but there was people trying to go both ways, and I was doing my normal way around the shop, and I feel like that is the correct way around the shop. But anyway, I was going my normal way, and this guy had waited. I could see this guy had waited for a few people to go past the other way. So I stopped and I let him through, and then someone else come through after him, and then it was empty the other side. And as I went to go, the person behind me went to go, absolutely not. You wait your turn. Absolutely not. You are not pushing in front of me. I very clearly have stopped just to let these people through. Stop pushing. So I made sure I got there first. I'm like, I'm not about that. We are British. You should know how a queue works. We are very well known for our queuing. Do you not remember when the Queen died and people queued for like hours and hours and hours to look at the coffin that she definitely wasn't in? Anyway, ran over. Yeah, and then I come home, and then by the time I'd put the shopping away, like, it was basically my brother was getting here with his partner and kids. And I'm going to be honest, it was absolutely lovely seeing them, because we don't get to see them. I think we've seen them like 3 times this year. I think I've seen them 4 times because I went to visit them before they moved house earlier in the year. So I think I've seen them 4 times this year. And the oldest one of the 4 came to stay with us a couple of times over the school holidays. But apart from that, I haven't seen them all. We don't get to see them much. And it was lovely seeing them. And it was the most well-behaved they've been. But they're kids, so they're loud. And it didn't help that my brother speaks really loud. And my other 3 of my other nephews were here. And there was just so many people. And like, you know, when you just got overwhelmed, and I had a headache. And I was wearing my loops all day. Literally all day those loops were in. And I still ended up with a headache. And they left, and don't get me wrong, it was absolutely lovely seeing them. My sister-in-law made us an apple crumble, which her apple crumble is great. So we had apple crumble, homemade apple crumble after I made a toad in the hole. And I'd made mince pies and shortbread on Friday, so there was those as well. It was lovely. And Lily's kind of walking now because she's just turned 1. We saw her take literally 1 step. She's been doing that, like taking like 1 or 2 steps and then just being like, I'm done, which is such a mood. But yeah. And then William is massively into Spider-Man, so he was trying to climb the wall, and it was adorable. I can't explain how he was doing it. Obviously, he wasn't climbing a wall, but he was like standing up against the wall as if he's about to climb it, and it was very cute. He's only 3.5. But yeah, I gave them their Christmas presents. Well, we gave them their Christmas presents, and I gave them their little gifts that I got them in Disney. They were little in the sense like the boys got key rings. My sister-in-law got a pin badge, and I had to get my niece a magnet because that's the only Stitch thing that was the same price as what I'd spent on all the others. But it's fine, they loved them. So yeah. But yeah, this has been a longer clip than I thought it would be. But they went, and it was just really nice. And like me, my parents, and one of my other nephews went home, and the other 2 that are staying here. So it was just me, my parents, and then those 2 nephews, and we were just having a nice calming conversation. I did a hot drink, I took some painkillers, the headache is mostly gone now. And yeah, but I just don't feel like reading. I had to wrap some presents because both my nephews was like, Auntie Becca, can you wrap these for me? I haven't wrapped my own present. My mum is doing that. But yeah, so I wrapped those, and now I'm ready to get ready for bed because I'm tired. I'm not going to end this vlog now because I really want to finish House of Flame and Shadow in this vlog. So what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to read a little bit first thing. That's probably not going to happen. I'm going to try and read a little bit, but I'm also going to get this vlog edited up until this clip so that then I can focus sprints on reading. And then once I've finished reading Hofas, I can film my closing clip for this, because as of Monday, I would like to start my Christmas books. And I'm not working now until the 2nd of January. So I'm hoping, because they're all quite short contemporary romances apart from my reread, I think I can get them done. And I think I have audiobooks for all, or at least most. So that's the plan. So I will catch up with you tomorrow, where I will hopefully tell you I finished Hofas, and then I'll wrap up this vlog. So I will catch up with you then. Hello. It's Sunday. You can't see properly, but my eyes are really puffy because I have been crying. I finished House of Flame and Shadow. That's a lot of tabs. This was obviously a 5-star, obviously. I finished. I have read literally this much today. Both times I've read this, I've binged it. Like, I need to at some point take my time reading this book, but I feel like I definitely took more in this time, having the physical book in front of me and tabbing it and crying more. But yeah, I very much enjoyed my reread of this, and that's it. Massillong's done until another book comes out. I'm so glad Ash and Tori decided to do Massillong. I've had so much fun rereading them and getting to reread this one. But yeah, this was my official TBR done, which means the final week of the year I can literally just read my Christmas books, and I do have the next Hawthorne book from the library. But apart from that, I have completed my final TBR of the year. So yay, as of tomorrow I'll be starting my Christmas books, which I'm very excited about. But I'm going to wrap this vlog up now. I have edited my vlog up until this clip, so all I've got to do is edit this and then export it and upload it, and then I'm going to bed because I'm so tired. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.